person singular. If we come to the ing form, when do we use the ing form? The cases in which we use in the ing form, the first case in the continuous, in case of progressive, we say progressive or continuous, whether the continuous is present or past or future. All cases are progressive. We use what? We use the ing. To say she is watching. To say, for example, she is watching a series. She's watching a series. Means in this moment or now, she is. See, we use is watching. Or they are playing tennis, for example. Though I hate using the verb play. So, but I use it here and with tennis, not with football. Or we can say, for example, they are singing nice songs, or you are dancing properly or nicely. So here we use in case of progressive. The first case in case of progressive. The second case in what we call a progressive clause or continuous clause. Continuous clauses. What is meant by, for example, we say running quickly. Let's say, for example, we say running quickly. We say will catch the train. See, we say running quickly. This is what continuous clause. It is adverbial, of course. Means if we run quickly, means we will catch the train. Running quickly, we catch the train. This is the case. The second case, this is number one. This is number two. The second case in which we use the ing form. Then we come to the ed1, which is the past. Again, when do we use this one? We use this one in case of, one case, that is what, as we know, in case of the past tense, the simple past tense. For example, if we are talking about events in the past, whether I or others did, so here we use, for example, we met two times last month, or the team say had considered simple, past simple, and we can say the war broke out in the last century. Broke out, though we don't have ed, but this broke represent what? Like spoke, represent the ed1. Or say the film ended 5 minutes ago, for example. The film ended, finished. These the case in which we use ed1. And finally, the past participle. When do we use the past participle? The cases in which we use past participle, three cases. The first case in which we use the past participle after what we call perfective. After perfective, whether the perfect in the present simple or the past, like for example after have or has or had, then we have what we call the past participle. Like for example, she has sent 2 letters. We can say she has sent, say 2 letters. She has sent 2 letters. This sent, as for example, she, the same thing, she asked, let's say 3 questions. The same thing, she has asked, she has asked 3, like she has sent. So this sent equal to this ed. This is the first case in which we use after. Or we have, let's say, discussed the issue. We have discussed, have and discussed, discuss plus ed. The first case. The second case is after what we call the passive. The passive, as we know, the passive is we have be plus what? Plus the past participle. Let's say, for example, the letter was written. The letter was written. See, this written is the past participle of the verb write. If we have write, we say write, writes, writing, wrote, then we have what written. So why? Because we have this sentence in the passive. Then after, in the case of passive, we have the written. Finally, we have, as we took in case of the past, we say in the continuous clause, we have in the participle clause. Participle clause. What is meant by participle clause? Means we have, like, for example, in this sentence, we can say covered with ice, it entered the cave, let's say. It represents, for example, the lion, the tiger, the deer, whatever. Covered with ice. Covered is the past participle of cover, because cover is regular verb. So if we have cover, we say cover, covers, covering, covered, then covered. This means has covered or had. Covered with ice. We say covered with ice, covered, it entered the cave or the cottage. Then these are the cases in which each one. This is, I hope it is clear for you to understand. Again, this is a repetition for what we had taken before in our previous lecture. Now we come to a new section, that is section 3.3, concerning the morphology of the verb. Morphology of the verb means morphology of the verb. You know, morphology means the structure of the verb. In this section, we are discuss in a brief some issues relating to the structure of verbs, English verb in general. Okay, cut.